I'm going to be honest with you. The reason why you haven't reached your goals, the reason why you haven't seen the results you want is because you care too much. Now, I know that's not something you expected to hear when you go on YouTube and you look up how to get to this or whatever, or maybe it popped up on the sidebar. I'm letting you know that caring too much about the results is preventing you from becoming the best version of yourself, preventing you from becoming the person that can actually achieve your goals. One thing that's a necessity to ever be able to reach your goals is being consistent. And when I say being consistent, I don't mean being consistent for a week, for a month. It means being consistent for a long period of time. But there's a key thing with being consistent is being consistent regardless of the results. A lot of people are consistent when it's convenient to be consistent. They're consistent in the beginning when they're excited about it. They're consistent when they're getting the results that make them feel like it's worth doing it. But who's consistent when there's no reason to be consistent? That's what determines if you get the results you want. A lot of you, the reason why you can't be consistent when it actually is the most meaningful moment to be consistent is because you can't do it with, you need the results. You're not detached from the results. For example, okay, bring us back. I feel like I had to hook y'all into the video. My name is Jamar, make videos. I help people become the best version of themselves, find things they love to do, and become the best versions of themselves. Even wrote a book that explains exactly how to find your passion and find success or build a career out of it. Link in the description probably. But what I want to give y'all today is a truth that a lot of people don't realize because they've never achieved a dream. They never achieved a big dream. What I'm explaining today isn't just about small goals. I focus on impossible big goals, the goals we really want, not the goals we say, I think I can get that. No, the goal you actually want, okay? To get those, the dynamic, the process of getting there is different than other goals in the past. Because in other goals, we can maybe get there in a month, maybe a year, whatever it may be. But these big goals, it takes a long period of time to get there. And we don't realize all it takes to get there because we've never worked hard enough, long enough to ever realize the process that it takes to reach these huge, infinite, impossible goals. I'm someone that has done that multiple times. At the young age of 25, I've reached these big goals. I've become a full-time entrepreneur, speaking in 30 plus states all across the country. I've did things that I thought were impossible, but I realized it took me detaching from the results. One of the things I've realized is that as much as you work hard, as much as you really want it, if you care too much, so much that you need to see the results, you're never gonna be consistent, you're never gonna get the results. Okay? One of the examples that I was dealing with the same problem. So don't feel bad. Feel like, man, Jamar, I'm dealing with this and you're calling me out. Look, I'm dealing with the same thing. Just this morning, I was deciding if I wanted to make this YouTube video. I've been making videos every single week, you know what I'm saying? So I can post every single week, I batch it, whatever. But today, I'm about to go on a trip. I'm speaking all across the country. I have like 6, 7 gigs, and I'm be gone for 10 days. So if I don't record a video today, it's not going to be able to keep my consistency of posting every single week. And I was sitting here, I was like, man, is it even worth it? I'm only getting like 10 views, 7 views, 12 views every single video. Is it even worth it? But then I had to like lock back in and say, Jamar, to reach infinite big goals, you have to be able to be consistent regardless of the results. So in order for us to get here, in order for us to be consistent, we have to then remember it's not about the results. If you are needing the results to keep going, then you're never going to be able to be consistent and get the infinite results. Because I can promise you there are going to be points when the results aren't there, especially when you first start. And when I say first start, I mean like the first 5, 10 years. Big goals take time. I can't tell you how long it's going to take to reach your dreams and your reality. But it's going to take so much time that I promise you there's going to be a point where you have no reason to keep going other than just loving the process. And if you don't love the process enough to do it without the results, then you're never going to get there. The process of reaching your goals is eventually getting to this point because it's going to hit a point. Let me explain. I'm going to explain the timeline for you guys, okay? Here's the timeline. You know what you want. You figure out what you want. So once you figure out what you want, you're like, okay, what do we have to do to get there? We got to post videos. We got to, whatever it is you want. You figure out what you want, okay? You're excited. You're willing to do it. You feel like you're willing to be consistent for however long it takes. And then you keep going. And you start working, okay? Start working. And this time is still the beginning. So you're like, okay, it's okay if it doesn't blow up yet, okay, da. You have an understanding. Even it's still taking time. No results. But you're still kind of understanding because it's like, you know, maybe I have to work on this and then it feels like you went a year, 2 years and still no results. Little results. And this is a special time right here. This is a special time. You want to know why it's special? Because regardless of you getting the results that you want, this is what determines if this is what you're meant to do. If in this moment you can't stay consistent, you can't detach from the results, guess what? And it's okay. You don't love it. And if you don't love to do it when you consistently get no results, this isn't the thing you're meant to do. I'm a firm believer my main expertise is on helping people find their passion. And one of the big moments in everyone's journey in finding their passion is being able to dream big with it, because it gets you to a point where things feel impossible, feels like you're not going to get any results, it feels like there's no reason to do it. If you still love it when you get to this point, you still love the process, then you have the ability to become the best version of yourself because you have something you're willing to do without anything you can't control, okay? On the process of going after things, people are always searching for motivation. But if just doing it is the motivation, is what gives you the reward, then you can't be stopped. Right now with this YouTube video, I love making it. So it's not like I need this amount of views. I love doing this. So being consistent is simple. It takes a long, this is a marathon we're going on. We're going on a marathon to ever get the infinite results, the impossible results. If you can't stick with it when it seems like it's nothing working, then you're never going to actually become what you're meant to become. And even if you get the dreams that you want, how are you going to keep it? One thing I can promise you is that nothing is forever, okay? Results and success is an ever-flowing process. And if you don't enjoy all parts of the journey, if you don't enjoy the struggle, the get back, what is it called? Like you fall off for a little bit. If you don't enjoy the process, look up any one-hit wonder in music or in any industry, okay? People pop off, but what happens? They vanish. Why? Because they never learn to love it regardless of the results. The absolute key in being able to have long-term success. What I'm never going to teach you on this channel is how to achieve short-term success. It's stupid. You get it and then you lose it. I'm not giving you short-term success. And that's actually how you're not happy. That's actually how you become someone that's a slave to things you can't control. When you're going about the process of achieving short-term success, you're a slave to people supporting you. You're a slave to YouTube algorithms, whatever. But when you detach from the results and you go on the path of becoming someone that's long-term successful, you detach from the results. But what's crazy, listen to me. When you detach from the results, you are consistent. Therefore, you're consistently taking steps every single day, which means you're consistently growing. You're having compound effects. You have infinite results. When you detach from the results, when you stop caring so much, that's when you have the best results. And not only do you become, but you have this energy about you that's attractive. When you detach from the results, all of a sudden people can tell you don't need them to like you. That makes them like you more. The key to long-term success, the key to you getting whatever you want is you detaching from the results. Because what happens here is eventually something works out and then you go up, bro. Something works out, but it takes time. I can't tell you when that's going to happen. It's going to be 5 years, 10 years. But guess what? For the person that loves the process, they're winning within the 5 to 10 years when it looks like they're losing. And so guess what? Regardless of the results, regardless how many followers you got on Instagram, guess what? You're actually happy. So the key is trying a bunch of things out and getting to this point, which all big goals have, where you've been putting in so much work and you're still not getting consistent results. If you still love it here, if you can figure out a way to still maintain that, like, yo, I love this. Remember, I'm not going to say, like, it ain't going to suck. It suck. Like, right now, this morning, I was like, man, I don't feel like making a video, man. It ain't even going to get no views. But if I can remember, like, yo, Jamar, every time you turn on that camera, you start talking, like, this is what you love to do. You're in your element. Like, I don't know if you can tell. Like, I'm having fun. Quick commercial break. Buy my book, link in bio, okay? Gives you all the steps to be able to find your passion, find success within it. And I'll break everything down. I can only give so much in my videos. Commercial break. But I'm telling you, it's in this moment that you learn who you are, you learn if you love it. And guess what? Here's something I also want to tell you. If you care so much about the results, if you care so much that you can't get through this, then guess what? This isn't the thing you're meant to do. Go find a thing you love to do and find something, try it out, and go through this process. And if you get here again and you don't like it, keep trying. There's no time limit or time stamp or age where you're supposed to have things figured out or you're supposed to reach success. Success is different for everybody. Success is the one thing in the dictionary that shouldn't have a definition next to it. I need you to know, if you want to reach whatever your goals is, guess what? If you detach, you can reach heights beyond what your goal actually is, okay? What I like to say is our goals are what we want are just North Stars. It puts us in the direction, but allows us to maybe know, okay, maybe that's not it. Allows us to know, oh, there's actually more we're actually made of. But until we detach from the results and find something we love to do regardless of the results, we'll never be as consistent as we can be to become the best version of ourselves, which will actually allow us to never know what our fullest potential is. Okay, so what you have to do and what I have to do, okay, to give you an example, with this YouTube, I was about to cuss, with this YouTube stuff, YouTube stuff. I have to remember, yo, it's the process, not the results. It's not what people think about me. It's not how many views I get. It's this moment. I get to have this moment. I'm a human being that knows something they love to do, and I get to wake up and make a video talking about stuff I like talking about. That's the real win. And through me detaching and focusing on the process, guess what? I'll be consistent because I'm not allowing things I can't control, the algorithm, people's opinions, to control if I keep doing what I love to do, which will allow me to be consistent for so long. And eventually, I'm going to have a video that blow up. I'm going to find my target audience. But regardless, I already won. The key with the key with reaching success that you can't control is finding the success you can control, and that's doing what you love to do because it allows you to be consistent. The key is not caring about the results that gets you the results. I know it sounds crazy, but it's worked for me multiple times, okay? I wrote a whole book off of this, okay? I never wrote a book before, but I detached from the results. I said, I just want to enjoy the process, and then I was consistent. I wanted to become an inspirational speaker. I started reaching out to schools for years after time, and then eventually I was consistent enough, I became good enough, and I got infinite results, and now I've inspired hundreds of thousands of people, okay? Now I'm doing the same thing on YouTube, and I'll keep doing this. That's the key. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. Buy my book. I would love if you buy my book. I give all my game. But make sure if you want to watch any of my other videos, I have videos on finding your passion, all this type of stuff, and reaching your goals and all that stuff. Watch some of my videos, my playlist videos should be popping up. Like, comment, subscribe. See y'all on the next video. Awkward. Bye.